Good day everyone, and today I would like to take the opportunity to show you around our van. So this is the internals of our van. It's about 4.3 meters from the back of the driver's seat through to the back door, and it's just over about 2 meters wide at its widest point. Now I'm just going to spin the camera around and just show you around. The van itself is lined with a product from Laminex called Aquapanel, and it's used, its primary design is to be used in showers, so it's waterproof on the outside. It was very light, easy to fit, so it's basically screwed straight to the ribs of the van. And obviously I chose the white colour, and it makes it really bright and airy in here, especially on days like today. So in Australia we drive on the left hand side of the road, and this obviously is a right-hand drive vehicle, and our sliding door is on the left. Now, one of the priorities when I decided that I was going to convert a van was it needed to be bright and airy. So I had this side window cut into when I brought the van, had the side window put into the van, and it's tinted with ambulance tint. So although we can see out, when the light's off inside, you can't see in. So one of the priorities for the van was a full-time bed. Didn't want to be getting somewhere maybe late at night or whatever and having to make the bed up. So this has got a north-south bed, so basically it goes from front to back. The van, and it's a full-size double, the van is not quite wide enough for a double to go across it, so we put it north to south. And it's a very comfortable mattress, which was another priority. Now the kitchen runs down the left side of the van. It was pretty much a full-size kitchen. Now I decided that I wanted to get this build done as quickly as possible. I didn't really have the skills to, the cabinetry making skills to make a kitchen, so I went for a flat pack. And this is a flat pack kitchen from a shop called Bunnings Hardware in Australia, which is the big hardware superstore in Australia, the main one. And it's again flat pack with white gloss doors and sides. The sink itself is pretty much a half-size sink, however it is quite deep, so it's plenty deep enough to do dishes. It drains out through the bottom of the van, and we can also put a container on the bottom of it, on the hose on the bottom, if we need to catch the water. The kitchen top itself is a wood pine top, and again that was from Bunnings Hardware, and we even have enough space and power for our Nespresso coffee machine. Our fridge is a full-size fridge. It's a Dometic CRX 110, so it's a 110 litre fridge, and it also has a little freezer compartment, so we pretty much can store more or less what you could store at home. 3 drawers to the kitchen, and basically that stores all our cups, our cutlery, coffee machine and saucepan, as such, like, you know, storage for those sorts of things. Now, another priority for the van was a really decent sitting area. So especially on days like today, when it is absolutely chucking it down outside, you want somewhere nice and decent to sit so you don't get too much cabin fever. So this was the solution. Now, again, I didn't really have the skills for making the carcasses and the cabinet making, so I went for the flat pack option. Now, these are flat pack kitchen wall units, but actually turned on their end, and they're basically made into a lounge. I had the cushions made, and it is a great little option. Now, each of the base cushions are leather look vinyl on the top, and on the underneath you can flip them over, and they are basically just a material. Now, this is good because you can also turn this lounge into a bed, and it's a lot more comfortable probably a lot more comfortable to sleep on the material than it is on the vinyl. Now, the cushions themselves can be pretty versatile, so they can be turned round and used as like a lounge area if you want to lay across it. Now, because we generally wanted the open plan design, the downside of that, it was not really even a downside, but the downside is that we don't have a little shower and toilet cubicle. Now, some people might think that that is a big thing. However, I think we would very rarely use a shower and cubicle actually in the van. However, we still do have a showering option, and the tap that we put in for the sink actually comes out and becomes a shower. Now, we do have a facility to be able to shower in the van, but this is Australia and the weather isn't always like this. So we do have another option where we can shower outside, and we basically just use one of these suction shower head adapters that we can attach to the outside of the van and shower outside. Now, this is the leg for our table, and I will show you a link to the video that I made with making this table leg. It will be coming up on the screen, and this is a really fantastic little idea, very cheap to make and very versatile. We can actually use the tabletop in 3 places: one inside, one out from the side of the door, and then one out the back of the van. So we can pretty much cook in all sorts of situations. Now we're going to move on to the wardrobe. Now, the wardrobe runs the whole length of the bed, from the base of the bed through to the ceiling. Has 3 shelves in it, and to be quite honest, there is so much storage in there that we have to be careful not to fill it full of unwanted stuff. In there, all our clothes are stored in tubs, and we've got some other stuff in there as well, but basically there's so much storage in there. It's made kind of a bit like a box. At each end there's a timber frame, and the doors are perspex, again white perspex, and they just slide. So easy to build. Basically underneath the bottom shelf we keep extras like extra toilet rolls and wipes and stuff like that. Our pantry just follows on from the wardrobe, and there's the wardrobe, so the pantry just follows on from it. Again, white perspex door, white Perspex sliding doors, and they basically obviously just slide open, and inside there we've got obviously all our groceries and food and such like. Most of it stored in tubs to stop it sliding around, and it has this non-stick rubber matting attached to each shelf. Again, 3 shelves, plenty of storage, and it's a great little setup. For ventilation in the van, we've got 2 max air fans, obviously one at the front, one at the back, and they provide a great cross flow of ventilation. Even on a pretty hot day, we can have those running. One's extracting and one can be just open, and it's pretty manageable inside. No need for air conditioning, and we love those. There's one directly above the bed, so basically the fan in the front extracts during the night and just keeps the fresh air flowing over the top of the bed. Our lighting is provided by basically an LED strip that runs from the front of the van through to the back of the van, and it's hidden by a conduit that runs power for the fans. And then at the back of the van we have a little LED fairy light set up that's basically powered off AA's. Thanks for watching. I hope you found that video helpful. Please stay tuned for part 2, which is going to go into the techie side of it, things like the electrics, the solar, and more on the lighting, hot water and the showers. Stay tuned. Please like, subscribe and comment if you have any questions. See ya.
Hello world, wake me up to another good